talk about it, how much he loved Cris. But Cris was so honored when we invited him to our wedding. I'm not sure why, like, wouldn't have had it without him. And we gave out these little favors on every table that had numbers on it. It was little pewter picture frames. And we didn't know it, but he took one of them. And on our 13th anniversary, he asked if he could come have dinner with us. Sure, of course. It's great, please. He came down and he pulled out the number 13 pewter picture frame, which he had pocketed and had been holding all of that time. And he had signed his name on it and the date of the wedding because he wanted to give it back to us 13 years later, along with the nicest bottle of champagne I've ever had. And he cared like that. He cared about people. He was all about those wonderful, amazing gestures. And we really miss him. And it's really nice to be here with everybody.
So I met Cris for the first time actually on that same day. I was 8 years old. And the first story, I didn't have a great impression of him, or like I didn't have a known one because it was the first time I ever met him. So the first real impression I had of him was this story that he told to me. Some of you probably know it. Some of you may have even been there to experience it. It's called the peanut butter ice cream story. I will censor it for the kids in the audience. The 13 were having dinner together, they brought, the meal was veal cutlet. So they bring out the food, and Cris cuts into his veal cutlet, and it's just cutlet. There's no veal in it. So he screams, "There's no effing veal in my veal cutlet." So they go out, they take his food, and he is already in a terrible mood because he has no veal in his cutlet. So they bring out dessert, and dessert was peanut butter ice cream. And he was so disgusted by it that he took a scoop of it and just yelled, "Peanut butter effing ice cream," and chucked the ice cream across the room. And then another person did, and another, and another, and another, until it was a full-out food fight. It was the first, and to this day, the largest food fight in the history of Colgate. And that's exactly how I remember Cris.